I wanted to share with you an exercise we did within one of our groups that is so helpful and had such kind of magical results that I wanted to share it with everyone. Basically, it's an NLP technique called Perceptual Positions. And if you have something that you need help with, what you do is you have your question and you know an expert that would be able to help you. So, whether this person is a famous person or someone alive or someone who has passed on, and you kind of float into them. You can either float next to them and have a conversation, or you can literally kind of float into them and see your issue from their viewpoint and get wonderful information about it. So I'm going to lead us all through this process, but I just thought I'd give you that brief introduction. So the history of this is it comes from the field of NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which was developed in the 1970s by Richard Bandler and John Grinder. They studied successful therapists and practitioners to uncover patterns and strategies that led to positive changes. One of the very key ideas is that we perceive a situation, the way we perceive it can dramatically impact how we respond to it. So, in perceptual positions, we are actually shifting our perspective to see things from another person's viewpoint. And by doing this, we gain deeper insight, understanding, right? Like someone else could do what you are seeking to do easily and effortlessly. Whereas for you or for me, it might be challenging and seem impossible. But of course, someone else could do that easily. So in this variation, we see a little video of that person on a screen and we imagine floating into them to experience their perspective. This helps us understand how they would respond to the situation, what advice they might offer, or how they could handle it. So by stepping into their shoes, we can tap into their wisdom and insight, which can be especially useful when we're facing something difficult or we need a fresh approach to something. So we just did this in our class and came up with some magical results. So I wanted to do it with all of you. So, but don't do it when you're driving. It involves a bit of relaxation, and you can do it a few times and just play with it and have fun. An important thing for this is to really be peaceful and to be really calm. So let's just spend a couple minutes and get our brain waves going down, because the more open we are, the more receptive, the closer we are to expansiveness, the more powerful will be this experience. And whatever you get is fine. So just go ahead and breathe in, say for a count of 7, and breathe out for a count of 11 in your own timing, and relaxing your body. Sometimes when you do an exercise like this, there's some anticipation or about it, wondering if we're going to do it right. So we'll just let it be what it is. Even if you don't hear anything right now, the subconscious has received it and can bubble it into your activity, into your mind over the next couple days. So go ahead and turn your eyes looking up towards the ceiling, taking in a deep breath and breathing out again. This sends our brain waves into a more calming state. And as you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes whenever it feels comfortable. And we're going to go down 5 steps. Feel yourselves going down the 5th step, relaxing more and more to the 4th step, feeling more peaceful, more relaxed down the 3rd step, the 2nd step, and the 1st step. Open a door and step into a beautiful control room of your subconscious, and there's a wonderful comfortable chair. Sit there. You have all sorts of levers and dials and knobs and a beautiful big screen above you. And as you're sitting there, gather the question that you really want to ask about your project or your intention. Get it clear in your mind. What I want to know is this, as if you could type it into a search button, search window, and who would be helpful to help you with this. Bring this person or being, or perhaps persons, to mind. Up on that screen, go ahead and play a little video of that person. See that person. How do they walk? How do they talk? How do they move their hands? How does their energy feel? And for the first part of this, just see yourself also up on that screen next to them. And asking them your question like you were having a conversation. Ask them for their advice. There is another step to this exercise, and you can ask your own inner being if you feel comfortable doing this. We're not doing it yet, and you can choose whether to do it. The process is to literally float, sitting back down in your chair in your control room, to float into the body, the mind, the consciousness of that wise person, only for the purpose of seeing how they would process and understand and explain and do the thing you are needing help with, not for anything else in their consciousness, just to help you. This is a powerful, safe technique taught by many teachers. So we're sitting in our chair in the control room. If you feel safe doing that, on the count of 3, you can float into that person. If you want to just go back up next to that person or being, that is fine too. On the count of 1, 2, 3, float in. Open your eyes as that person or being, if you are doing that, or just open your eyes and look at them. Think about Bring to consciousness your issue, your question. How do they see it, know it, explain it? Could be so simple, so easy, just a delight and a pleasure for them. Delicious answers and so happy to help you. See what they see, hear what they hear, feel what they feel. And even if you don't consciously hear, feel, or see anything, allow this energy transfer to take place energetically, subconsciously. You are gifted with those pathways, that energy. This is easy for them, and it can be easy for you, even if your conscious mind doesn't know how. On the count of 3, go back to your chair in the control room. 1, 2, 3. Sitting in your beautiful, comfortable chair, beam them a heart beam of appreciation from your heart and your mind, maybe even your hands. Thank them for their service and their brilliance. Gather all of that learning and that energy and that wisdom into your mind, your heart, your body. Breathe it in, let it saturate your being. Turn off your control dials that were activated. Keep all the other ones that you need active. Turn around, go back up the 5 steps. 1, 2, feeling inspired and in the flow. 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes. Consider your project. Do you feel more ready, more inspired? Maybe you can write me in the chat if you have anything to say about that. And we'll see you back here in an hour.